Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and today we're discussing the fascinating link between the gut microbiome and multiple sclerosis, often referred to simply as MS. As many as 2.9 million people worldwide are impacted by MS, and mounting research points to gut bacteria as an important factor.
Thanks, Ethan. I'm Alara Sky, and I'm eager to explore how specific types of gut bacteria can influence the progression of MS. Recent studies suggest that people with MS have a distinct bacterial balance when compared to those without it, and we'll walk through how that might offer new ways to manage or understand this condition.
To start, let's look at what the research has uncovered. One study in the journal PNAS focused on mapping out the gut bacteria of people with MS. The scientists wanted to see if certain bacteria appeared more often in those with MS, and whether that correlated with the severity of their symptoms.
Right? They discovered that individuals with MS tended to have higher levels of Butyrate and Akkermansia, while beneficial Bifidobacterium was found in lower amounts. More interestingly, the ratio between Bifidobacterium and Akkermansia turned out to be a significant indicator. When Bifidobacterium drops too low relative to Akkermansia, MS symptoms seem to worsen.
They also tested this phenomenon on mice, correct? The team essentially introduced Butyrate from MS patients into healthy mice and observed a shift in the gut microbiome that resembled what was seen in people with MS. This caused inflammation, which is a key issue in MS.
Yes. It's one thing to notice a correlation in humans, but confirming it in an animal model strengthens the evidence. The study team also cross-checked these findings with data from multiple regions, including the US, Europe, and Asia. They saw a consistent pattern in that Bifidobacterium to Akkermansia ratio, suggesting the discovery applies broadly, not just to one geographic group.
Before we dig deeper, let's clarify why Akkermansia is considered both beneficial and potentially harmful. Normally, Akkermansia plays a constructive role in managing the gut's protective mucin layer, which functions like a barrier. However, in individuals with MS, something changes. Could you explain that?
Typically, Akkermansia breaks down mucin to keep it at an optimal thickness, while Bifidobacterium helps replenish the mucin and maintain a healthy balance. In MS, the drop in Bifidobacterium means Akkermansia starts over-consuming mucin. That weakens the protective gut lining, which leads to higher inflammation, a key driver of MS symptoms.
So, we're not dealing with a typical good versus bad scenario. Instead, it's a delicate interplay that depends on maintaining a healthy ratio of bacteria. When that balance is disturbed, it seems to contribute to the inflammation that characterizes MS.
Precisely. Another group of researchers reviewed multiple studies conducted after 2020, all focused on gut microbiome differences in people with MS. They found consistent trends of lower levels of beneficial microbes like Bifidobacterium, Roseburia, and Faecalibacterium, alongside increased amounts of bacteria such as Akkermansia.
That same review also noted a decline in short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like Butyrate in individuals with MS. SCFAs help reduce inflammation by strengthening the gut barrier and supporting immune function. When beneficial bacteria are missing, the body produces fewer of these protective compounds, leaving the door open to more inflammation.
That's important because the inflammation seen in MS attacks the protective coating around nerves, leading to symptoms such as fatigue, difficulty walking, and even blurred vision. While these findings don't prove that gut imbalances cause MS, they strongly suggest the microbiome is a crucial piece of the puzzle.
If future treatments could restore beneficial bacteria and raise butyrate levels, it might help calm inflammation or slow the progression of MS. Researchers are already considering therapies involving probiotics or targeted dietary adjustments to improve gut health. Some are even proposing tests that analyze gut bacteria to help predict how MS might evolve.
Exactly. It's an exciting space, but there are already ways to support gut health right now. Simple dietary steps can make a difference. One suggestion involves choosing carbohydrates more carefully. The goal is about 200 to 350 grams of carbs per day for the average adult, to support both energy needs and a balanced microbiome.
It's also worth noting that if someone's gut is compromised, diving straight into very high fiber foods might cause more harm than good. White rice or fruit can be gentler on the system until the gut starts to stabilize. Once the gut is healthier, you can gradually add more fiber from vegetables, whole grains, and resistant starches.
Right. Fiber fuels beneficial bacteria, helping them produce more SCFAs, including butyrate. Over time, that can help rebuild the gut barrier. On the other hand, highly processed foods and vegetable oils can do the opposite. They often contain linoleic acid La, which interferes with the mitochondria in your cells.
We've discussed how mitochondria are essentially the energy powerhouses of cells. Disrupting them can compound the issues seen in MS. So, switching from vegetable oils to alternatives like grass-fed butter or ghee can help preserve normal mitochondrial function and maintain a friendlier gut environment.
That's a good point. By avoiding processed foods and adopting healthier fats, you're giving your body and your gut a chance to function more optimally. Science is heading toward a future where we might better predict, monitor, or even treat MS by examining and adjusting gut bacteria. Until then, these small dietary changes can be a starting point.
Let's summarize what we've covered so far. People with MS often have an imbalance in gut bacteria, particularly a lower Bifidobacterium to Akkermansia ratio. Akkermansia shifts from helpful to harmful when Bifidobacterium drops, weakening the gut lining and fueling inflammation.
Multiple studies confirm that beneficial bacteria are typically reduced in MS, along with their byproducts like butyrate. Researchers believe these findings might lead to new diagnostics and treatments, possibly involving targeted probiotics or specialized diets that boost beneficial microbes and lower inflammation.
In the meantime, straightforward steps, choosing appropriate carb sources, gradually increasing fiber, and cutting out vegetable oils and heavily processed foods are manageable strategies for many people looking to support a healthier gut environment.
It's also worth pointing out that these dietary principles are not restricted to people with MS. Anyone aiming to maintain or improve gut health can benefit from focusing on high-quality carbohydrates, incremental fiber increases, and more nutritious fats.
Let's address a few common questions about the gut microbiome and MS in our own words. People might wonder how gut bacteria could help doctors understand or predict MS. The idea is that a distinct bacterial pattern, particularly that Bifidobacterium to Akkermansia ratio, might be used to gauge disease progression or develop new treatments.
Agreed. Another question is about which foods support gut health. If your gut is in decent shape, fiber-rich options like fruits and vegetables feed beneficial microbes. If your gut feels compromised, you'd want to start with milder sources such as white rice and fruit, then move toward more varied fiber once you're stable.
Right? And boosting gut bacteria often means aiming for a balanced carbohydrate intake in that 200 to 350 grams range. These carbs fuel not just your body, but also the beneficial microbes in your gut. Starting slow allows you to avoid overwhelming a system that might already be inflamed.
Exactly. People also ask why short-chain fatty acids matter for MS. The short answer is that butyrate, in particular, reduces inflammation and helps maintain the gut barrier. Less butyrate typically means more inflammation, which worsens the nerve damage characteristic of MS.
Finally, many wonder how vegetable oils and processed foods fit into all this. As we said, these foods often contain linoleic acid, which can disrupt mitochondrial function and unbalance the gut microbiome. Reducing or removing these from the diet can be a key step in managing overall health, particularly for those dealing with inflammation.
All of these findings underline a critical concept. Our gut microbiome can affect many aspects of our health, including conditions like MS. While this area of research is continually evolving, we already have a solid framework for practical steps to support gut health right now.
That's the core takeaway. Adjusting your diet to nurture your beneficial gut bacteria might not be a cure-all, but it can form part of a larger approach to managing MS or simply maintaining a healthy body. Researchers continue to explore new therapies, and the potential for advanced probiotics or gut-based diagnostics is quite promising.
Absolutely, Ethan. To everyone listening, we hope this conversation helps clarify the emerging links between gut bacteria and MS. While we're learning more each day, remember that everyday dietary habits can make a positive difference for your gut and overall well-being.
Thank you for joining us. This has been Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster.
And I'm Alara Sky. We appreciate you spending your time with us to learn about the role of the gut microbiome in multiple sclerosis. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.